Okay, we've got some special guests with us today. We have maybe you've become a regular, I'm not sure, Carley.
Kind of.
Is this your third visit?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for gracing us with your presence again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, you were recently getting some B-roll, maybe you'd say, for your documentary?
I was downtown.
Okay.
And then I stumbled upon Jeff here.
Hello, yeah.
So, Jeff Amdahl?
Yes.
Or Amdahl?
Amdahl, more of a sound.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you met our Carley just yesterday or today?
Just yesterday.
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, she was filming, and I used to do some photography just for personal fun, and I just asked, "What are you shooting?" And and that's kind of struck up our conversation, and
yeah, I was awkwardly filming a street sign. So
okay, that's so funny because I thought you were taking like a really far away picture from like a building.
No.
That's so funny. Funny.
That's good. Well, it's I think it's always interesting when these things happen organically like that. You know, people come across, and so what we do here and being able to maybe help get your message out, if you will.
Yeah.
But you would say you're an advocate for mental health
awareness. Yeah, mental health awareness. I mean, everyone has mental health, but advocating the awareness to the public because it's I think more serious than some people realize.
Yeah, sort of the various mental health illnesses that can or that people can produce, I guess. I don't know.
That you are like diagnosed with, I guess. I mean, and everything I say, I can only say from personal experience. Everything is kind of subjective. Even with, clinical depression, anxiety, the way people experience it or display it is going to be different from on a case-to-case basis. So
that was good. Yeah, absolutely. So maybe tell us a little bit about where your passion kind of comes from. You said you speak from your personal experience. Tell us a little bit about what got you.
Yeah. So this just recently, it was literally like the day before I met Carley. And which makes all of this the more serendipitous. It's crazy. But I had gone through something with my employer. And I started realizing that I don't think that, especially and nothing against, no shade to Watertown. I love being here and it's a great town. But I do think in these smaller communities, it's a little overlooked, the fact that people do have mental illness and they need to deal with it at some points. And I think that workers specifically I'm a server bartender. And especially in that realm, people are unaware of the rights they might have as workers, especially when it comes to mental health. Because when people think of something that you might miss work for physical health, something people can see, it's so much more accepted to be gone for that. But mental health is more or less invisible to the people around you. And it's really easy for that to be misconstrued or misinterpreted in the workplace and then to be fired for it, which is not okay.
Yeah, so now, and I will say I'm not an expert, disclaimer here, but you see now with prescriptions and, doctors that chronic depression, for instance, that's something that you can be diagnosed with. And I mean, essentially that can affect your life and your work or whatever you have going on. So you see this science, I guess you'd say there. So it's interesting because I would agree. I think you see a little bit of the traditional mindset, maybe,
old school. I would say more old school, not necessarily traditional, but old school kind of like sack up, do what you got to do. You just power through it. And you know what, sometimes, and I think a lot of us call it the fake it till you make it mindset, which is great. Sometimes that works for me. But when it's really serious, that doesn't so helpful.
When they use the phrase "it's okay not to be okay," like what does that mean to you?
Oh, to me, I mean that means like allowing yourself maybe a good cry about something.
Mm-hmm.
I think even when people are alone, because we have such a less of a sense of aloneness, with technology and stuff, we're not really used to being alone. And I might be digressing just a bit here, but being lonely and being alone are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
You can be alone and be comfortable with yourself, whereas you can be alone and be lonely. And that's where maybe the depression and anxiety part of it comes into play. But see, now I've digressed so much, I forgot the original question.
Just like when they kind of talk about it's okay not to be okay.
Oh yeah, okay not to be okay. So that means like it's okay to like call a friend or a family member or someone you're comfortable with to be like, I just feel bad. And you don't have to have a descriptor for it. You don't have to say this is why I feel bad. I just feel bad. And I just want to let somebody know about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay to not be okay. You're not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to let somebody know that. I mean, you don't have to go out and tell the world. You don't have to get on Facebook and be like, everybody, that's not what it's about. It's, finding somebody that you're comfortable with and just saying, I just don't feel good. Like, can we go for a walk? Or can we just talk for a little bit? And it's not talking about yourself necessarily. Like, just tell me something good happened in your day so that I feel better a little bit, just little things. It's so many little things that are helpful in that front. And it's okay to not be okay. Like, you can feel sad. You can feel angry. You can feel your emotions and not let it like interrupt your life if you know how to deal with it.
Yeah. It makes me wonder how, you have the stereotypical individual that calls in sick to work often, and maybe they're playing hooky, it seems, or something, or their kids are always sick. So mental health too, how do you even when they say they have strep throat,
like how do you differentiate from like, well, I'm like having a bad day, and I don't think that's not what it comes down to. Everyone has bad days, whether you have diagnosed clinical mental illness or depression or anxiety. Everyone has bad days. You can't discount your normal bad day. I think that would be taking advantage of the fact that you have the awareness to be okay with your mental health. And that in itself is not okay. And I think, when it comes down to it, like if you're just like a decent person, you're what we would consider just a decent, honest person, you would have no trouble saying, like, I need to, like, I shouldn't say like, it's not taking a mental health day. Because wouldn't we all love that? Everybody would just love a mental health day. It more comes down to like what I'm trying to compare it to is like if you got hit by a car and you called into work, they would be able to see like, yeah, he got hit by a car.
Right.
He absolutely cannot be here. So when it comes to mental health, I would equate that to like if you're going to miss work, it's probably an emergency then, and if it is an emergency, you're not going to sit at home and deal with it. You're going to ask somebody for like a professional, like go to Serenity Hills or reach out, just you go to the emergency room, even that, and you go and say what you're struggling with, they will find you help. So it's not so much as like, well, I just don't like, I feel depressed today. I feel sad. No, that's not it. It's like, I feel so bad about myself and my situation in life that I truly don't feel okay to be alone. And I need to be with someone professional, like which is when you go to somewhere like Serenity Hills or the hospital, or if you're in Sioux Falls and hearing this, like go to a Vera Behavioral, go to the Link. Those are, but it's not a case of like, well, I feel sad today, so I can't go to work. No, that's not. That's different.
Yeah. I think you hear like mental health crisis, I think is put out there. But that seems a little bit more of like a police term to me. But
right. And so so you're bringing up a pretty good point. Like something I've thought about too is like the terms that are just thrown around in everyday life with people in just general society. Like, oh, I have PTSD over this, like as a joke. Like, and it's whatever. Jokes are fine. That's fine. But what the problem is when everybody starts to use these general terms in a way that kind of makes it almost nonsensical to have a serious conversation about it, And so it would just be a good reminder, like, I mean, yeah, you can like joke about, like I've made jokes like, oh, I had this bad customer. Now every time they come in, I'm like PTSD from that customer, it's a joke.
Yeah.
But people do have PTSD and it is a real serious thing, and so I think that's where the confusion comes in. So like when someone says like, oh, I'm having a bad day, like, does that mean like, oh, I woke up feeling kind of icky? Or does that mean like, I think that everyone around me really dislikes me and I have no worth in this life?
Mm-hmm.
Those are two very big different meanings. You know what I mean? And it's up to the person who is suffering from that to decide how important it is for them to take action for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if you are a little cognizant of your mental health, you can feel those slips when you kind of slip into that zone, maybe that mindset.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, having gone to going to therapy over these past for years now. That's something like is your self-awareness. I'm able to kind of track now when I start to feel a certain way. Am I able to control it? Or am I able to find a way out of it? Like, can I ground myself? I mean, what technique can I use? Or is it even worth it? Do I just need to call someone right away? As you get to know yourself more, you get to, you're quicker to assess what might truly be coming in the near future for your mental health. If that makes sense, I don't know.
Yeah. And I feel if you're in a personal situation where it's escalated to that point, and you're seeking protection for yourself or
from yourself,
yeah, and you're like, I can't get all the friends. I'm either going to call the police or go to the emergency room or whatever. That is, I think, something the employer kind of takes a step back and goes, oh, well, even if I didn't believe this for whatever reason, there's some reason that trail.
Yes. Yeah. You're 100% on the mark. And that kind of relates back to like you can't abuse it's not like you just take a mental health day. It's like, you treat missing work or whatever you're going to be missing as like, if I don't take care of this right now, I might not be here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Just like you would if you were in a severe car accident, and that's kind of, like something I think is important for people to realize too. Because if you have somebody, like if you're an employer and you have somebody just calling in and being like, oh, I just don't feel good today. Well, okay. Me neither. Mm-hmm. Like, but here we go. Like, it's a new day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we're talking about awareness. So you should, we would encourage more education probably for yourself, or maybe if you're an employer, the HSA or Human Service Agency will do presentations and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
About that work.
Yeah.
Learn about different things. But, it would be, I think the more you learn, then you understand, like you were saying, you can kind of see some of those symptoms, maybe
signs, or, signs, just like, oh, and that's like, I make it a point, even with people that I have no idea if they are dealing with a mental health issue or not. But like when I'm at work, it's like, okay, like I just point out, like, you seem a little different today. Like, are you okay? That's all it takes, literally.
Mm-hmm. I think we should touch on the subject of like, there's not always a reason why you're depressed.
Right. Oh, that's very true. Yeah. And that's what makes it fall into like the mental health. Like, that's why it's an issue. If there was a reason for it and we could get to the bottom of it, wouldn't it be so much easier to just poo-poo away or to like figure out? And that's not the case. Sometimes you just feel bad because you feel bad. And what it comes down to is science. It's the serotonin levels in your brain. And that's where it kind of ties into addiction, like we've been talking before off camera or off mic. But it's chemical levels in your brain. It's legit science, So, and just like if, you are about to if you're having a heart attack, that's science. Like, you need help. You need an instant medical help for that. Otherwise, I think I was looking it up before I got here, and I think it said something like 4,800 maybe people die to suicide every year in America. And that's just America. Mm-hmm. And that's because they're hiding it. They aren't getting diagnosed, or, and that's just people who are diagnosed. I'm sorry. Like, there are so many people who might be dying that could have been a suicide, or people die putting themselves into scary situations on purpose because they're hoping that this will kind of climax to the end of everything, which is, I hate to say it, but it's true. And so we're not even in that 4,800, we're not even including those scenarios where someone maybe got hit by a car or a bus or jumped off a bridge or like drowned or something, like there are so many people out there that are just trying to get through their day to day. And it's what you said, Carly, it's so hard to describe because it's hard to put into words when you don't have a real reason behind it.
Yeah.
It's like, I just feel this way.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to fix it.
Yep. And people always look at you and be like, well, if you could just tell me what's wrong, then it would all be better.
Right. I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's just like, I'm trying. Like, I'm trying in every way possible. What I'm telling you is I cannot describe what makes me feel so, whether it's empty, disappointed, whatever it is, it's impossible to put a word to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the closest I ever came was you feel like you're a burden to like not only maybe society, but to your
like circle. Your circle. And I went through that recently. When I was staying somewhere, and I kind of had to last minute ask someone to watch my dog. And I had to have someone check on my apartment because I didn't know how long I was going to be gone. And it's like, yeah, definitely. I had to talk to a counselor while I was instituted because I felt so bad that I was putting everybody else out. I felt so bad about that for days, and it's like, well, what I'm lacking in that sense is the realization that like these people cared enough to just like help me real quick, but it's hard to think of that when you're spiraling out of control and you have so many thoughts running through your head. And then the only thing you think of is like, well, now everyone's really going to hate me because now I've asked them of something that I can't repay them for. And now how do I go back out and face everybody again? And so anytime you're spiraling into like that situation, you keep thinking forward of like, well, now I'm going to have to explain to everybody why I did this and why this happened. And it's a real mental burden for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And especially I think too, it's one thing to understand, mental health, an illness, if you will, or any the ailments. But like when you have a disease like schizophrenia or bipolar or anything like that, it adds kind of a whole another level of understanding, too. And I don't know if responsibility is even the right word, you have to kind of understand that it's not always like that individual's fault.
Right. Yeah, for sure. It would be like if someone got pancreatitis. I'm trying to relate these to physical ailments because I think that's the closest anyone could ever, like as far as pain goes. Because when you describe pain of mental illness, like try to describe a pain in your elbow, but then imagining like you don't have an elbow. Like someone who doesn't have a limb and they're like describing phantom pain over here. It's like, well, how could you feel pain there? Because I can't see that, Well, I feel it. And that's the best I can tell you is that I feel it, So, it's really complicated.
Very complex and difficult. And it's
like you want to place blame somewhere, especially as the person who's diagnosed with a mental illness. It's like, I want to blame something. And sure, there's a lot of like, we are all brought up different. And there are places you can certainly pinpoint where changes in your personality might have happened, but there's never one thing to blame. Like we all have lives, we all deal with it differently. And some people might, it's just, there is no blame to be placed. It's nobody's fault. And I think that's where both people diagnosed and undiagnosed fall short, is like, everyone's looking for something to blame or like for some particular reason. And the short answer is like, can't just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of curious, Carley, what you think with the generational gap you and I have. Do you think people that are in your circle are more receptive to mental health? Like they're more tolerant or more like accepting or understanding?
Well, I think it's the same. I would say it's just the level of understanding. I feel like there's more awareness about it. And that awareness is kind of from the younger generations because it's more in the social media aspect. Mm-hmm. And there's not, I mean, you'll have like the school presentations, for example, those are in the younger generations. And then like after you hit that adulthood, there's not much around unless you're watching social media. Mm-hmm. And that's if you're looking for the specific things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you do have some, if you feel you're in a crisis, maybe you can call like 988 or text it, I think, as well. And I mean, there's an emergency consultant, counselor. I'm not sure what they call them, but they'll help you through as best they can, or they find you assistance too. But
right.
Other than that, like, I'm not sure what else is kind of out there aside from the Human Service Agency. And from what I understand, we're one of a few that have a facility even too. But.
Yeah, that is true. Watertown is really lucky to have a facility in town where you can seek help like that, mm-hmm. whether it's for, mental health or addiction, which like we said earlier, related, most mm-hmm. likely, and to find help like after the fact. I know I have like friends in Aberdeen, like I've never heard of anything like that, mm-hmm. And people who live in Sioux Falls are really lucky because the Link in Avera, which I think the Link is supported by both Sanford and Avera, and kudos on them because I think Sanford and Avera kind of hate each other, but they like came together on this project to like fund it. And the Link has, sorry, not to they didn't ask me to say anything about it, but I'm really impressed by them because in the, I think almost 7 years that they've been running, not one single patient has had to pay for anything while they stay there. That's how important it is to them for mental health to like get you on your feet mm-hmm. and provide you somewhere safe to be. And I think that, if we can kind of help people realize like in other communities that like these things can be available to the public if we try hard enough, or if people are made aware that this is a real problem that people face every day. And it's, I guess, obviously for me, near and dear to my heart that we just save as many lives as possible by just getting knowledge out there. If one person decides to change their life today from hearing us talk, all of that's worth it. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I think the more that people are learning about it, the more you see this little, I don't know, it feels sometimes like apprehension, but I'm hoping they're just kind of thinking about what they say before they say something. Mm-hmm. But, I grew up kind of where that kind of child was like weird, like,
right.
Like, why are you being so weird all the time? Or mm-hmm. why are you always like cracking jokes and like right. disruptive,
Right.
And now we kind of learn like if it's ADHD or it's also some trauma or maybe something's going on at home, it's mm-hmm. tough to say. And, but now I think even generations that are like 10, 15 years younger than she mm-hmm. are learning new things, now. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but there's still this, a large amount of people that are uneducated.
Right. Yeah. Just like made unaware and, which is unfortunate because I think even like in our public school system, we could talk about it a little bit or not necessarily say like, oh, well, some people might have mental health issues, but just be like, hey, if you're struggling, I have things here, like here are things that you can do during your day to help you feel better, grounding techniques. Like if you're feeling stressed out, do some of these things and maybe they'll help. If they don't, then they don't, but give them a shot. Or like, it's just, we aren't even taught how to do things like that, how to decompress or de-stress, like if you're feeling overwhelmed in the moment, how to get like maybe a little quick fix to your brain to like, because I'm a fan of grounding techniques where just makes me feel more comfortable in the moment. And suddenly my heart rate lowers, my blood pressure goes down, and I can like deal with whatever it is in front of me for that amount of time, and I think we aren't taught how to do that at a young age, and I think that's something so easily done. Like in PE class, it's like, okay, well, we just did something really stressful. Now let's focus on how to de-stress a little bit. We're gonna does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll sound kind of like a joke, but like when we're young, we have naps,
right?
And it's like, well, they're growing and they need naps or whatever. But it's like, I think if you had naps, all the way through school, it's like, people can decompress and they can kind of regenerate, and then you come out, and some people it's completely different. When they do something like that,
right.
Or just meditate for 10 minutes or something like that.
Right. So. It's funny that you said that kind of as a joke, because I often joke at work, like we need it should be required that every place in America, every workplace has a nap station, and you get a 15-minute nap sesh, and then you get to come back to work.
I've definitely, I've had people working for me when I did appliances and stuff, and I'm like, you got to go take a nap in the back for like 10 minutes and then just come back up front because you're crabby or something's up.
Right.
But, so Carley, how do you deal with stress? Do you like to hunt or fish or ride horse?
Well, I do like to sleep. I actually, I have my set bedtime. I go to bed at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m., not a.m. And then I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I need my exact 8 hours or else it will be bad.
Yeah.
5 a.m.?
Yeah.
Why so early?
Well,
she went to bed early.
Working. Yeah, that actually does help a lot.
It takes a while to get ready for the day.
Yeah, definitely.
When in the realty world, you have to get up early because the early bird gets the houseworm.
Yeah. Yep. You get all your clients.
So, you have like a pet at your home? Does your pet help you de-stress?
I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like I help her de-stress. I don't know. She just kind of sleeps all day. I have a charcoal lab, and she's kind of been around the family for, I don't know how old she is now, probably 9, and she just sleeps around all day. She doesn't like storms.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is she your thunder buddy then? Or goes just hiding somewhere else?
She likes my brother more.
Nice. So like, does she hunt with you? Do you like hunt and do that kind of stuff?
I do. She is a hunting dog. I do enjoy hunting. I kind of go bird hunting, not that much, more with my grandpa. He likes it a lot. It's really hot. It's really hot or it's really cold. There's no in between.
For birds, like grouse, geese, pheasant, duck.
Go duck hunting a lot.
Okay.
And then sometimes dove hunting. That's where it gets really hot.
Yeah. When you said cold or hot, I was like, well, one of them is usually in the morning and some of them are in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Do you know when you can hunt doves?
Should be coming up here, probably beginning of September.
Okay.
If I'm right. Maybe not.
I'm sure you are. I've never really done anything like that, but I've fished a little. I've ridden with some guys that have gone hunting, and then I shot some of those clay pigeon things. But I guess I'm a natural guy, but I never really hunted. So
yeah, hunting is way better than fishing.
Yeah,
fishing is so boring.
Agreed.
No offense to anyone who likes fishing, but go hunting instead.
100%.
You have more meat for a longer time.
Yeah.
Just for survival anyway.
Yeah, all the survival.
You're better off learning how to hunt instead of fish, or both.
Well, both are probably better.
You need a balanced diet.
Learning and liking are two different things.
Yeah.
If you have to.
Yeah. If I gotta fish, I'll fish. But
Well, is there anything, Carley, that you want to get out or ask or say or anything before we wrap up?
So what is your next step forward to spreading awareness?
Yeah, that's a good question. A lot of this was kind of like unplanned. It's just, like I said, like something my personal life kind of hit a nerve. And I just decided people need to know that they have the ability to take care of themselves, even if it doesn't look like it's okay to the people around them. Like, you know, or not that it's not okay. Like if everyone around you thinks you're okay, but you're not okay, like you can still do something for yourself. And you have the right to do that and not get fired from your job for it. And so I guess my next step is, you know, just in my personal life, like what I've been doing. I mean, I let people know I'm not shy about my mental health. And I know that's not easy for a lot of people with mental health issues, but my next step would just be, you know, regularly handing out information to people. I mean, you know, and if I can get a group of people together that feel strongly enough about it, maybe we can organize something together. But for right now, it's I just want to do what I can. I feel like maybe some lives can be saved, probably, or you know, education can be had. So
yeah, absolutely. That's, I think, part of why I do this. The more people are educated about, you know, you tell your story and it hits somebody the right way, you know, and triggers them to think or research, or maybe you change something. And that's, you know, like you said, that's, I think what it's all about. So that's why we're community first here. Right?
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Anything else? Or, I mean, that was a good question.
That's all I have. I can't think of anything.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, not good. I mean, good job. Is there anything else that you want to kind of throw out?
Yeah, just if you need help, call 988. Reach out to somebody if you can. You're not alone. Even when in your deepest, darkest moments you feel like you are, and I have been there. And no matter what I say right now, you're probably going to sit there and ruminate for hours. But you're not alone. There's someone who cares about you, and there are people who don't even know you that care about you. So reach out, and if you have questions about a loved one, just ask them if they're okay. You don't have to get into details. Just be like, "Are you okay?" And if they say no, then you've done at least something. You know.
Absolutely. Okay, Carley, Stewart, thank you for joining us again.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for helping me get involved here, and I really appreciate meeting you.
Yeah, that's my job.
Awesome. Well, Jeff, thank you for what you're doing and sharing your story. I think the more people that feel comfortable doing that, the more it'll help pave the way for either understanding or just helping someone avoid
losing themselves. I mean, yeah, or losing someone you love to mental health. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll make sure we upload some links and different things like that when we get this out there too. But yeah, if you're out and about on Thursday, tomorrow, we'll be handing out some literature.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Indeed. Wonderful.
Okay. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Carley, thank you.
Yes,
Merry
thank
Christmas.
you. Yeah. Merry Christmas.